In his Practical Guide to Managing Totara on Private Land, Paul Quinlan mentions ringbarking as an alternative to thinning to waste in some situations. Both his written guide and our video on freestyle silviculture are available free from the Tane's Tree Trust website. This short video explores the subject of ringbarking in more depth.
When thinning, felling some of these large branchy trees risks damaging the potential crop trees. Sometimes ringbarking is a better option. Some of the advantages in ringbarking are that it also keeps a little bit more wind throw resistance within the stand and is a much slower increase in light levels, which is likely to reduce the incidence of epicormic growth on the stems of the future crop trees. Make sure you cut deeply enough through the sapwood, because totara roots often graft, and these trees might keep this one alive if you don't ringbark it well enough. Two parallel cuts with the chainsaw, and then lever the bark off with your plug spanner. This was the dominant tree here, poorly formed tree, suppressing all the better ones around. So I ringbarked this. I didn't want to drop it on the regeneration behind, and since then there's been a slow increase in light levels and we're getting regeneration in this gap. It's so satisfying to see these young poles really muscling up now. They were being suppressed by that tree, totally dominated, and their crowns were bending out under the canopy. It's just changed the dynamics of this whole stand. The growth is all going on these good trees now, and we're getting regeneration in that gap. Regeneration has occurred like this sapling, which wasn't there at the time I ringbarked it, and there's even some regeneration in this light well that's been created. The understory has also come along, ferns, kahikatea, seedlings and poles developed, and more importantly, these what were suppressed poles around the outside, these are now going to be the dominant trees of this area. So again, typical pattern, the carcass of the old dominant tree in the middle with a whole lot of poles all around the outside.
To summarise, ringbarking can be a useful method to thin developing forests and direct the growth from dominant but poorly formed trees onto trees with better form for future timber. However, it is important to note that ringbarked trees become a hazard in the forest until they have completely broken down. Never try to fell a ringbarked tree.